If you're struggling with fatigue, brain fog, weight issues, or anxiety, your thyroid might be screaming out for help, and the way it's treated here in North America is not okay. Let me show you a better way. Synthroid, rely on your body to convert T4 into T3. And T3 is the active form. And if your liver or gut is sluggish, or if you are stressed, inflamed, or nutrient depleted, you won't convert it properly. And let me be clear about the selenium, zinc, and iron. Don't go popping some iron supplements or some man-made synthetic supplements like that. Those will not help you. You need whole food versions of these. You need whole foods to be able to absorb and utilize these nutrients. Find it in the food form. Look at some pumpkin seeds, some Brazil nuts, organ meats for iron, or just lots of dark leafy greens are my favorite when it comes to that. Like, you can get so much more nutrients in its bioavailable form to be able to utilize this in your body by using the whole food form. Dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, all really good sources. Brazil nuts are one of the best sources for selenium. Pumpkin seeds are great for zinc and probably selenium too. I use a lot of different greens in my salads, and I make slaws and everything with kales and Swiss chards and all those kind of things. They are really rich in all kinds of vitamins and minerals. And if you need a lot more iron in your system, yeah, go for like some beef liver or beef liver supplements, as long as they're really high quality. You need these nutrients to be able to convert T4 into T3. And if you're taking something like Synthroid, the drugs are not helping. They never test for or treat for T3 dominance, where stress and inflammation and everything hijacks your hormone pathways. But Hashimoto's is a whole nother thing. Like, why are we having so many autoimmune diseases anyway? Why do we have so many foreign chemicals and substances in our bodies and in our food supply that we have to actually even worry about these diseases? Where are they coming from? Well, they're coming from all the things in our food supply, our North American toxic food supply. So if you're looking at Hashimoto's disease, you really need to be looking at your intake of gluten, especially North American gluten. Everything is just so much worse with our dairy and the glyphosate and the seed oils and the fluoride and the chlorine in the water. Oh my gosh, by changing just a few key things, you can change your body in such a positive way. And it doesn't have to be really, really hard. So here's the thing. When you're dealing with these kinds of things, you've got to heal your gut. You've got to take into consideration what you're eating. And so to heal your gut, this makes a huge, huge impact. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. If it's leaky or inflamed, then your thyroid is under attack. You also need to support your liver. That's where T4 gets converted into T3. I can't talk right now. Your liver needs choline, magnesium, B vitamins, and no chemical overload. Knock it off with the chemical overload. It seems really simple to say, but it's wild how here in North America the chemicals are everywhere. So I guess what I'm saying is that in order to treat certain diseases, we need to seriously look at what's really going on. I have a really hard time with the way modern disease is diagnosed and treated, because everybody's just going around with these awful symptoms, and everybody's just looking for the quick fix of a pill or a vitamin or some miracle cure, just something that makes it so that they don't have to change anything about themselves or their life. But here's the thing. When you take the time to actually go to the cause, the root cause that everybody's talking about, the root cause of things, you end up alleviating more than just one symptom. You end up alleviating more than one disease. So many of our diseases get compartmentalized into, you have this disease and this disorder, like your mood, your weight, your hormones, your sleep, all these things get compartmentalized into all these different diseases and disorders. But in reality, it's all one big thing. It's all one whole complete problem. It's one big issue. It's not a whole bunch of tiny little things. So when you go and treat an individual like a proper human being, and you go to the root cause of what's really causing these issues, with whether it's with your thyroid or just weight in general, everybody's always going off like, oh, I blame my hormones. My hormones are out of control. It's not me. It's not my fault. It's my hormones. And it's like, your hormones are communicating that you've got a problem. You need to start listening to them and helping them out. It's like if your kid's screaming at you because they're in distress, and you go, oh, that's just my kids. They're just really loud. But they're screaming in absolute agony and they need your help. You better start listening. It's kind of insane to me when I think about that. It's like your hormones, your body, everything's sending out these signals. Everything's screaming out for help. And we're just like, put a muzzle on it. Stick a sock in it, you know. It's like taping a kid's mouth shut when they're too noisy. It's like, that's not okay. That's how I feel about everybody just drugging all these diseases and disorders. You're just sticking a sock in it. And you know, you're eventually going to kill someone like that. And they do. What is that, like the second or third leading cause of death in North America? It's properly prescribed drugs? That's messed up. I propose a movement of the way we treat people, that we start treating people instead of just treating diseases. I feel like everybody's getting treated like a walking disease. You go into your doctor's office and you get categorized into different diseases, disorders, and problems, symptoms, and then you just get put through a catalog of things of like, this equals that, and this equals this, and this disorder gets this drug, and that disorder gets that drug. Oh, but you kind of have a split between this disorder and that disorder. We'll give you both the drugs just to be safe. It's like, oh, enough is enough. We can seriously cure all these kinds of illnesses. The problem is, a lot of people just do not believe it. Or you don't want to believe it. Maybe you like being sick. That's fine. You can do that. But if you don't want to be sick anymore, join me on a holistic wellness journey to feel absolutely amazing. There's so much you can do. And there's so little that you can do too. And still get a big result. It's pretty amazing. Oh man, one tiny little change here and one tiny little change there make huge impacts. That's why I started Misty Mountains Holistic Therapy. Because I had problems. I had serious mental problems, physical problems. I was living with disease, disorder, pain. It's just one thing after the next. Whether it was my skin breaking out or my asthma putting me in the hospital, anxiety keeping me up at night, depression keeping me from doing anything. But anyway, I think that the way that thyroids are being treated by being radiated, completely removed, or drugged is just completely insane. And we can do a whole lot better. A whole lot better.